Tough love.
There's a conditional element to it,
Not
and a judgmental element.
Tough love, but conditional approval as part of total love.
My son, who's relatively disagreeable, man, he pushed boundaries at every opportunity when he was between 2 and 4. It was really something to behold. He was a force of nature in going right up to the line and pushing on it just to see what was going to happen, I mean, right now, my son and daughter are teaching their son, who's slightly over 1, no. And I told them how to do it. So, for example, he sits at our table and he reaches behind and he's tearing the plants out of the green wall that's behind him. And so that's a no. And I encouraged them. I said, look, take his hand, hold it firmly so that he can't move it. Say no. Hold him until he stops struggling to undertake his goal-directed activity. He'll probably cry. As soon as he stops resisting, let go and give him a pat. So you do that 20 times. Then when you say no, he'll cry and stop. And then 20 times after that, he'll just stop. He won't cry. So 40 times, and you've taught him no, which is an amazing thing, because then you can let him go free, because whenever you say no, he'll just stop. And so you can facilitate his freedom instead of having to be a helicopter tyrant parent who is one step behind their ambulatory 2.5-year-old, interfering with absolutely everything he does because he can't grasp a basic principle of socialization. In any case, no has some pain associated with it because otherwise it wouldn't produce tears. And no is a very, very hard thing to learn. And no is what the world teaches, not just what people teach. That's the domain of order. And then there's another domain where all hell breaks loose and you don't know what to do, and that's the domain of chaos. But there's an intermediary where you're expanding your zone of competence through exploration. And that's really where consciousness operates, and that's where we learn. And so risk-taking behavior isn't exactly risk-taking behavior, it's embeddedness in the zone of proximal development. That's where we learn. The reason for that is that, there's another judgment, which is, the risk is worth taking, because there's more than one risk at play here. There's the proximal risk that you engage in when you push yourself, but there's the distal risk that you engage in when you don't push yourself. That's where we learn, through exploration.